What is up, everybody? Welcome aboard. Well, we are lining up some late night Legion tonight. It's gonna be a couple veteran players. I don't know their lists. Ty, CptNeeda, co-caster on a couple of these. We play online all the time. If he told me what he was running, I can't remember. Maybe I'll go look it up real quick. Players have not contacted me. So they're still getting set up. Doesn't look like there's a Legion game yet to be had. Let's see if we can find the lists on Challenge. I don't know if I have a login over here. I'll log in with Discord. We'll find out if it lets me be a real boy. While we wait for our game to set up. At one point there was a... At one point there was, I think, a... Ah, yes. An Excel spreadsheet, because it's the year 2024, and that's how business should happen. Jeepers. Maybe I uploaded it. Oh, I did upload it. Good job, pass me. All right, let's see what we got here. This is Pod 1. I think they have been slow to get their games in. I have no idea what the current status is here. Let's get some lists, though. Let's get some lists. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what Ty's running. Okay, these are good lists. We're gonna look at lists. Yeah, Ryan, I know you're in there. I know. You're here now. And you should be playing your own match. I'm just giving you a hard time. A couple bots been blasting through. Third game, that's pretty good. I can't remember when the cutoff was. Let me. Oh, good. I'm not sharing my screen yet, but I will. And then we'll look at. Here, put up screen 1. Quick image. What are we? Maniacs, of course we want quick image. All right, CptNeeda here on the left. Winters86 here on the right. 2 Shadow Collective lists. Savages in Pod 1. Good gravy. All right, Gar Saxon, 4 Super Commandos, 3 Swoop Bikes. We saw Swoops do a lot of work in a recent Blitz game. So that's exciting. That has a lot of potential. Swoops. Oh, look. That's going to be swoop on swoop violence. So 3 swoops. I mean, this is pretty efficient. 6 Magdets with Vigos and frags. Yeah, Black Sun's extremely good. If they roll saves, it's tough, man. It's tough. Mandos are going to be able to generate a bunch of shots early without cover and are really fast. So, like, just backing up If Needa can set the line out far enough, get good shots, and then, you know, tactical retreat, kind of try to toilet bowl around the map, right? Because you can't just run backwards. That doesn't work. You'll run out of board. That can kind of happen on 6x3 Legion, but not as easy to do on 3x3 Legion. For the better. For the better. The game shouldn't let you not play. Like, if you don't want to play, don't play. Don't do it. All right. So there's our lists. Very nice. They better not cancel on me. We'll see if they show up. Oh, Winters. The match is up. The game will soon be afoot. I'm excited. Oh, I'm gonna log in before he even gives me the password. Oh no, he didn't. Oh, capital. Look at the security here. They got capital letters in their password. It's not just 1, 2, 3 like every other idiot on Tabletop Simulator. It's Fort Knox over here. All right. You love to see it. I gotta take red for a second, guys. Hang on. We'll get picture-in-picture set up, and then we will relinquish control, of course. All right. I hope everybody's been enjoying the streams. If you haven't watched the old ones, go back, take a look. Ooh, we are on this, the new Lamu map. I think Droids did a great job with the new 3x3s. And man, like if this amount of terrain doesn't convince you that the 3x3 is more sustainable, I don't know what to do. We do know the lists. So it's 2 Shadow Collective lists. CptNeeda over here on the red player side is running Gar Saxon, 4 Mandos, 3 swoops with a couple filler pikes. Winters86 is running a Vigo, 6 Black Suns with Magdets and Frags and Vigos, and 3 swoops. Yep, Shadow Collective mirror. Winters has got a tough list, man, and they're both here at 10 acts, which is crazy. The change to overrun really gave swoops a little bit more life. Yep. And look, you think, oh, speed 3, where do I hide my little swoops? But like the thing with the smaller table is the speed 3 lets you hit deep in enemy lines very quickly. And 2, because everything is at is inside that little 3x3 box, you can't really prioritize the swoops. You know what I mean? You got bigger stuff to kill. So you can't waste too much time. It looks like Winters has maybe not got his command hand set up right. Looks like he did get his deck set for Blitz. I don't know if I recommend ever using the list builder in TTS anymore. I really want to make that thing better and have less rules. Yeah, swoops can be a problem, man. If they roll good. If they roll bad, they're trash. Their dice suck. Their offensive ceiling is so low. But if they roll well, oh no. Looks like Winters is going to have to build his list real quick, which won't take long. He's just copy pastes a bunch of units. But there you go. Let's take a look at the map here. Farmland, area open light, VAPS, area open light. Good, always good to see area cover. If you don't have some area terrain on your home tables, cut out some felt or like a piece of masonite and glue some sand on it if you want to be fancy, but just cut out a piece of felt. Have it be swamp or something. Throw some rocks on top of it. It doesn't have to be fancy. You can always make it fancy later on. Like 3D printing has made it so easy to make all sorts of terrain. That I like some of the creative brain space to execute stuff that doesn't just come out of the 3D printer, like area terrain. It's kind of a thing. All right. Looks like Winters has got his list figured out finally. I hope folks have been enjoying the Blitz tournament. Yeah, that doesn't matter. Just yeah, just do it and then they'll figure it out. Deployments may not come up with the correct layout if they didn't do that little JSON trick. So we'll see. But there's some chatter about Blitz in Homebrew on TLD. There's some chatter about Blitz. One of the other folks put up some cool printable, vertically oriented, which I thought was strange, but some printable Blitz deployments. You can also get hard copies at legionblitz.com. That'll take you to a makeplayingcards.com set, and you get the cool art like this. It's a full battle deck. It's got paraphrased rules for all the other cards, and then it's got the Blitz deployments. And Intercept has a cool little punch out, and it's got sweet picks. Like this. Players are still getting set up, getting their. All right, they got their battle deck set up now. They did the JSON trick so that we can see everything. We will be ready here for the flop, the cuts. Still maybe the best part of Legion. The part I least hope they get rid of. I have no hope for that timeline. But we can all just quit playing their game and play Blitz instead. Worst comes to worst. All right, breakthrough, major, danger, advanced, and long march. I think if you're Nita here, you want to keep it on major or long march. And he's red, which makes that tricky. He's kind of got to hope Winters cuts major to get out of the woods. Supply drop, limb viz, fortified are all problems as well. This is a tough flop for Nita. Okay, Winters is gonna cut to intercept, which I think everybody should mostly be content with. I think if you're Nita, that's better. I think if you're Winters, maybe you're thinking you want to go to KP. I don't know. Everybody has the same number of acts, and if you're Winters, you want to be downhill anyway, but your stuff is slower. Yeah. Okay. Some lag there. They cut some stuff. They've ended up with major fortified intercept, so there'll be a little bit of setup here. But it'll give us a chance to talk about intercept, which we've seen on one of the other streams. But intercept is the closest thing to a rules change that's in Blitz. Blitz is otherwise just new deployments on a smaller table, which solves so many problems, which is why I like it so much. Intercept here, what's maintained is the relative position between the points, right? So each side's like home zone is smaller. It's a half circle instead of a full circle, but the space between each center point is the same as on a 6x3. So there you go. Which usually tends to be how intercept plays out. Intercept, even on a 6x3, pretty much fits in a 3x3 space. It's one team is more defensive. They're on the back side of their main objective and their home objective, and the other team is pushing up across middle, and they're just on the front edge of their objective. And so it really plays in almost the same amount of real estate that you already play on. The rest of the board is just wasted space. Now players are going to get to put down barricades here. They've got up to 2 from their own deployment zones, which is quite a lot of space. And I think if you're Nita, there's a chance to pack these really tight because they can't be overlapped by troopers, and to give himself some like big buffer space to make it kind of a hassle for Winters. If you're Winters, I think you just want to kind of keep stuff more to your side. You want to make use of terrain, but you want to make sure you leave yourself running room because he wants to get to range 1 to throw frags. If he can. I mean, hit the range 2 shots aren't bad. It's going to come down to whose red safes are hotter early. That could very well be the case. That's really pushing it on legal distance. Yeah, Nita will call him out on it because that's how we play on the north side. North side Indians, we might be a little mean to each other. The 3 or 4 sweaty ones anyway. Okay, Winters went really aggressive, which I don't know if that's the move. Right? If you stack barricades right next to each other, you can kind of make a little block that's not traversable. Right? Because you can't overlap them, and you're not allowed to lay the tool goofy to wedge a guy in there. Like there's not enough space for a dude to fit. So there's like a little bit of cheese to be had with barricades that hasn't really been exploited yet. I've yet to have a game come up where it would be a thing, but like the technology exists. See, and I think Winters is this is a little risky how he's put every barricade, he's extending the existing terrain, right? Which in a lot of scenarios is ideal, but he's preventing himself avenues to cut these corners tight, and he's the faction that doesn't have jump. You know what I mean? Or he's the list in this case that doesn't have jump. Seth doesn't like tinted barricades. It's kind of useful for post game. Like I think as a learning mechanic, it's a useful practice. I usually tend to tint like key positions and payload objectives and all that stuff when I play. I don't know, but I make video games for a living, so yeah, like I'm looking at the Matrix. I'm not really looking at this stuff anymore. It's different on like a table when you're when you're playing at the store. Then you've really invested in the craft. But the TTS is it's a little bit the holodeck. Let's get a look at this wall and see how tall this wall is. This should be tall enough to hide a trooper silhouette. All right, so Needa's really set himself up pretty nice here. It will be interesting to see if Winters tries to contest Needa's home point. Because Needa can stand behind that rock. Right over here on the short edge of his deployment zone. And be very safe in that little nook. Well, fairly safe. It's gonna be there's some effort to slice that corner. We've seen this map before. One of our early games streaming the double land speeder versus Bosk droids matchup. That was here. Players talking about terrain, always talk about terrain. Because you hate to have to make a decision in the middle when people have goofed stuff up. Right, like looking at these barricades again, in general, I love the setup here, but I would prefer, let's see, so they're saying that's height 1. Okay, to get to the edges there probably. But it will be height 2 for the speeders, right? Because the maximum height of a thing defines its overall height. So the swoops can't fly up there, but dudes can climb. So not a ton of jump space for anybody. Right, Winters definitely has the tougher home point here to hold. And like this little space here, right? I would love to have a base width or like the movement tool width. You don't need a base width anymore, but a movement tool width and like stagger these a little bit. Right, there's no reason this blue barricade couldn't be out here in this farmland. And that's second, this barricade a little further back by the point, you know what I mean? So he gives himself 100% coverage, like in a projection from the front, but he gives himself some wiggle room to get around the building at a tighter angle and push up this way. And similarly, a tighter angle, to go around as well. He gives himself space on both ways. That's the kind of thing I think you want to do. Needa's done that kind of here, right? I mean, he's cut off this wall here. Maybe this could be angled this way. That's a thing. All right, Mando's here. This is like, oh, these are pikes. Yeah, those guys probably live there. This is the fish boy house. That's where those fish boys live. I hope we see some big fish slaps. There is not. There's no capo. There's no capo. So there won't be any fish aids in this game, much to everyone's dismay. For those of you not aware, fish aids is a terrible plague on the fish population. And Star Wars Legion in general. We may or may not have workshopped like 15 different ad reads for fish aid screen. Can't confirm or deny. All right, more fish at the fish house as expected. I think we're just gonna see fish there the whole game. They're gonna be hard to kill. But that does mean Needa's playing down a little bit in terms of acts. If those guys just chill and don't at least take some pot shots. We'll see. Winter's very committed to staying in the shadow of this little building here. A good strategy. Mandos are so fast. It's going to be hard to be safe. I think when Needa and how much he decides to deploy rockets is going to be a big deal. He's got cash surges and then rockets. He's just got the extra boy on these squads. And then Gar Saxon's cards, which are kind of funky but decent support cards. Speaking of Gar, he's gonna go in the fish house as well. I think Winters is gonna have to choose where he decides to put his Vigo very carefully. You know, maybe if you're Needa, you're thinking, I actually want to use rockets early on the swoops. Try to get ahead on activations. It's going to be really hard for his swoops to get through a pack of 6 Black Suns, though. Even if they don't get to range 1, you know, that's just extremely tough flying. I don't think Winters needs to hide quite this much. Like this wedge of dudes is just too fat. Like they can all be rocketed from, you know, like the front edge of his zone right here. He's a little too committed to the bit. Unlike Fish Aids, which is a great bit and should never die. Just a little too committed here. Making it needlessly hard on himself. He's got a little bit of a bid. You know, this is like a list where maybe you, let's check the lists here. Oh, he's got a 1-point bid. So he doesn't really have much of a bid. I take it all back. I take it all back. Oh, some swoops up here. Yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know what you do if you're Needa. Those swoops are going to have a tough time. I mean, Winter swoops are going to have a tough time too. Like you don't want to drive into Gar and a whole bunch of commandos either. That's not awesome. If you're Gar, are you? Let's see what his Gar loadout is. Very minimal. Wow. Just C's and a transponder. Gar's playing the I'm in danger meme right now. All right, even more Black Suns, because that's pretty much all there is. CptNeeda is going to hold his commandos till the very end. He's probably... Now he's got it there. That's fine. So he's left room to pack the other swoop there. It's going to be very interesting to see when he tries to go with the swoops and if he has to pull them, what order they all try to go in. I think that's a real mystery for both sides turn 1. and command cards. Do you both just want to play standing orders here? I think that's maybe a thing. Blitz, usually, like, I find when I play Blitz, I want to throw a 1-pip turn 1. I've got, like, stuff to do. I've deployed in a, like, somewhat risky position to try to hit some home run turn 1. All right, so Needa does stagger here. He's going to cohere the buddy as far away as he can. You know, I think if, I mean, Winters has basically boxed himself out here where he's going to have to put his swoops behind this little house and or on this little house. I think knowing that, if you're Needa and you just line the commandos up here by the fish house on the left side of our screens here, yeah, and you're just like, hey, I'm just going to speed 3 right at those swoops, and then I'm going to rocket them off the board and just go up on axe. Just be ahead on activations, and then I can plink plonk my way to victory in the range 2 dice off. The problem he's going to run up against is, you know, these are 6-man Black Suns. And he's got, you know, 4-man Mandos. And the Black Suns are going to be reliable, one, so they surge on defense at least once. Mandos, you know, they've got cash surges, and they surge on defense all the time. So, you know, we'll see. He's not quite going to have room for his 3rd unit leader there. Oh no, he got them all in there. Nope, that's 3. That's 3. He's going to be 1 short. Swoops, of course, have reinforcements. So I think Needa should have waited with his. But oh well. I think he's fine with that. Yeah, interesting deployments here. Both players have wedged all their stuff into near their home point. I think if you're Winters at this point, you just try to be as conservative as you can. Maybe not. Maybe he's feeling spicy. He could definitely be on top of that building if he wanted to. Remember, vehicles don't have to follow the overlapping rules that troopers do. Vehicles that would normally ignore a piece of terrain are allowed to overhang that terrain. Two range 2 armies here. This may be the cagiest turn 1 we're going to see for the tournament. Right? There's no ATSTs charging forward trying to get big shots. There's no land speeders, you know, trying to get ion cooking. This is a weird cohere, but okay. Like this guy ignores that piece of terrain. The unit leader here should just be behind that building. Unless he wants the option to rotate back to the right-hand edge of the board. All right, these are our deployments as we await command cards for turn 1, everybody. Intercept, Shadow Collective on Shadow Collective. All right. Needa has made a choice. He's got a card on the table. Start the clocks. He's going for discretion at the expense of standing orders. So he'll go first for the low price of a few dodges. But he's gonna stick with the no dodges and just order all these swoops. I think that's a pretty smart play. He's got independence now for everybody else. Winters will order his Vigo, and then everybody will get aims, and the swoops might take dodges. Tough choice here between ordering these swoops and ordering the pikes. Oh, I wouldn't hate just ordering the pikes. Like two pikes and Gar. All right, Winter's going to track his tokens over here. Which, you know, I don't hate. As long as you keep track. Especially in this tall grass stuff. It could be real gnarly trying to keep track of tokens. And the swoops are going to take dodges. Yep. Just as Count Dooku predicted, as they say. Alrighty. We pull a guy. Is he just gonna shoot the rockets into the swoops? It sure looks like it. He's gonna be able to see them both because of this goofy staggered cohesion. Yeah, this is a more conservative placement for sure. Mando's on top of the fish house. And we're gonna get an attack here. On purple swoops, it looks like it will be... Well, that guy's legal. Maybe they don't think, because that little Gaparooski there, that there's room, but it seems fine. That will just be cover 1, of course, negated by blast. For 3. He's got his aim. Full boat. Dodge 1 to make it 3. And he'll roll 3 to keep a swoop alive. Oh, a great save. Just the old 66% white save to start this match off. If you're Needa, you hate that. You hate that. You spent a rocket to do a wound. That's a high price. Let us see how Winters counters. He's gonna stall with the Vigo. An excellent choice. No, he goes to his bag and finds a core. Let's see what his Vigo's got. Stems on the Vigo. Very interesting choice. I can see that being a thing, though, if you're worried about bounty. And the Vigo can kind of mix it up a little bit. You know? I've been wondering if there's a hot stims build. Sneaky stim spam build. See, this is what I'm talking about. Exactly what I said during setup. He hasn't left himself a way to go fast out of here. He can only move speed 1 on this first move, which is really going to limit his threat range. Double move for the purple. Bind your game keys, kids. Up here under options, you can do game keys. Game keys. And you can bind the cohesion and range bubbles to hotkeys on your keyboard. It will tremendously speed up your play. You can use the range 1, the cohesion bubble for any speed 1 move. It's extremely useful. Got to do a force push. Doesn't need to be super precise. Use the cohesion bubble. Got to do whatever. Use the cohesion bubble, right? A speed 1 scout. There you go. You're set. Boop. Move your guys. Unboop. Boop it back on there. Go here, you guys. You're done. way faster than getting the token and making sure it gets the right unit, and then speed 1, and then full, and then done, and then flip the token back over, and then don't forget to put it back in the stack so you don't screw up your bag for turn 1. You see, just... All right. Fish, dodging, and standbying. These fish love this wall. Are they painting a mural? Yes or yes? Where's the fish graffiti token? Why have you betrayed us, AMG? You were the chosen one. We need a fish token. That's what Book of Boba Fett really taught us. All right, it's looking like a pretty conservative turn here out of Winters. He is content to play for middle next round. And I don't know that I blame him. Yeah, since he's taking a move standby here, he does want to cohere where his guys can see if the swoops come over here. But I think if you're the swoops, those guys have got to go so slow. Like, the threat range is now 16 inches for those dudes from where that unit leader is. 16 inches, because they can only speed 1. Now, like, one squad could speed 1 onto that little building. Right? The little sunglasses hut here, we'll call it. This will be the sunglasses hut. This is the fish house. We must never forget this new lore. All right, we got another jump. Right, so see, from where that commando unit leader is, basically, a Black Sun has to get to here. Right, like if he had have to start from here to be able to walk speed 1 to get in, to be able to shoot those dudes at all. So Winters is boxing himself into a corner here where he has very good offense, but he's not going to be able to use it for some amount of time. Now, you know, Needa has range 3 guns on the Mandos. They've got their independent aim. They make it another full boat, so it's 4 again. Swoops can't dodge it. He's shooting the same squad because he knows what he's doing. So it will be 4 into those wounded purple swoops at the top of our screen here. And that is a dead swoop, taking 3, so 1 will roll over to the unit leader. Say goodbye to our 3rd favorite blue Twi'lek, the purple rider himself. Gosh, there's like a Prince joke in there somewhere. I'm too tired to figure it out. We'll workshop it. We'll do this part again. We'll fix it in post. All right, another Black Sun squad on tap, as usual, because it's pretty much all we're gonna get. I don't know why this guy is cohered out here. This brown squad guy is cohered way out here. I don't know why. Is he just trying to be in the way? Because look, he's body blocking this dude's best move, which is probably to here. If he doesn't want to play aggressive. This is more aggressive. This corner can definitely get sliced. Okay, and like, yeah, that's close enough. Right, so if you want to play really high precision, this is a move you could argue about, right? Because he full moved in a straight line and then scooched himself over. If he moved this tool so that he could actually make that move, he'd be a little bit short of that spot. You know what I mean? All right, so a move and a standby. So here I don't hate this forward cohere, right? He's got the barricade to do some work, but all he's doing is he's giving up range, right? So like this forward cohere makes sense to a degree. But, like, if the swoops move up to range 2 of that dude, they can't shoot them back. He can just walk away. His only choice is to walk away. He's not going to be able to attack from there because nothing else will be in range. And the Mandos are going to be able to hop, maybe shoot a range 3 shot into that guy, depending on the angle. Like Brown here, this Brown squad. Oh, they've already gone. Yeah, I don't think those other guys are going to be able to get there. But they can maybe take a range 4 shot. If you're Nita, I don't know if you care. I think you're trying to finish off purple. Purple swoops. Right? Like this forward go here it's not going to buy you a shot. So you're kind of telegraphing that the only part of this move this standby that you care about is the ability to move again. Which I guess if you want to be conservative with your movement is okay. All right. Nita pulls, pikes, they dodge standby. Those boys are going to hold that point. Yeah, without a capo, I don't think those fish can afford to be in this battle, really. So I think Nita's prioritizing the swoops is very heads up. It's his easiest way to sort of equalize when he wants to play low on activations. In terms of like stuff that's actively participating. Because the pikes aren't going to get the extra dodges. There's no vigilance to kind of keep them like really topped up where they're going to be sitting on 2 all the time or 3 with capos hanging around. So you can't feel good about them even in melee with like a banged up Black Sun squad. Because Black Suns throw red in melee because they're good at everything. So you can't even try to slap your way out of that. And just be like, I'm just gonna dodge a whole bunch and maybe I'll get one good roll and you won't save it. You know what I mean? Like go for kind of a high variance thing. All right, Gar in the tank here. Now he's got to be careful about the swoops with Gar. But maybe there's a spot where they'll come try to shoot him, and then his Nita's swoops, which are going to go last, can kind of make him pay. All right, Gar's going to hop up and take a standby. This is not a bad spot. I almost would have liked to see him creep up a little bit more to cover these front Mandos more aggressively. I think you make that bait a little more real, and I think you give yourself the chance to actually get that shot off. And you protect your boys. All right. Black Suns tripping over their piles of token trash. Thanks, Shadow Collective. And Fuchsia BSE will drop in. I assume we're going to see another standby here. This is a more sensible cohere, other than the Magdets, maybe a little too buried. Yep, a move and another standby. Very conservative first round. All right, another Mando pull. And now we'll see if Nita thinks he's going to try to shoot these guys or if he's just going to stick to the game plan and plonk another shot into purple. It looks like he's going to plonk a shot into purple. 2 crits. Aim into a full boat. I got a good shot here. I may have to go get a child back on program. Oh, big saves. Swoops have saved pretty good. It's close to 50%. All right. My warden is handling it. The floor will be re-electrified in moments. All right. Rear guard Black Suns. Did his stack come up all core? When you stack the stack, it does shuffle. So if there's no like he didn't push the button thing. Oh jeez. Stop freaking out, TTS. All right. I think if you're winners, you want to get these guys up there. He's just got to be careful he gives his swoops room to move. Swoops would really love reposition. I mean, new overrun rules help a bit, but it's still one of those things, man, where it's you can be just a little bit off, you know. It's like, that tool doesn't quite reach. I needed to land on that guy. I thought I had it, you know. It's a tricky skill. It's a tricky skill with like a really low ceiling. It's like, oh, I really needed this 1 red and 2 white. It's just not very good. Make it 2 red and white because it's kind of hard to pull off. I don't know, something. I don't hate swoops. I have 2 IRL. I'm not gonna get 3 because they take too long to paint. Winter's ping is all over the place, and he's the host. That may be the cause of some of our cutting weirdness early on and camera weirdness now. Inputs and so on. Oh no, look what you did. Don't stop touching it. All right, double move for those guys. Needa now has got to pull his last yellow Mandalores. Oh, start your moves before you move your dudes, kids. Boo. We boo that. We boo that move without a move. That's like a totally legal within the amount of space, but hit the move button, use the bubble. It will record the movement positions over here in your game chat. And then you'll have all the deets. I'm not a player, so it doesn't show up for me. But if you use the moves and you hit the done button, it'll tell you all the unit leader moves. All right, another full boat. Full save. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So those bikes have had to roll against 15 hits. And they've made exactly 66% of them. They made 10 of them. Wow. So they're just rolling twice as good as they should. Oh, dice games. Hey, are you sick of dice games? Now I got a game for you. Signetgame.com. At the end of this, if we're not too delirious, I may show a little bit of the level editor. I've been just building some levels for Signet today. Okay, Purple swoop has had enough. He misses his blue friend. That Twilight guy. And he's now on a suicide mission. He could definitely double move here and get plenty of things in range. He will almost certainly die to these other swoops at this point, who are a move or two away, depending on where he ends up. Needa just has to be careful about the Black Sun's next turn. That's really the Scooby-Doo mystery. All right. We'll throw a red and a black into heavy cover on Mando Commandos. This guy might as well. His only other option here is really to like a pivot into the wall and just hide in the corner, which because Needa's spent his range 4 gun and Gar's running naked, I think that is perfectly legitimate move. Just park the bike in the corner for a suppression. Okay. I mean, these shots are going to have very low chance. So that was a move, shoot. Yep, and now this is open, so this guy can move. Right, and because it's just one dude, he can kind of hang himself out there where that barricade's not going to give him cover, and then cohere his buddy back so that he'll have cover from return fire. You don't want this to be a heavy cover shot. I think you gotta move to where this is a light cover shot. Yep, and you don't have to go, okay. Ooh, that feels risky. Yeah, you can get range 2 there from these Black Suns. Let's see if he thinks better of it, moves short. Yeah, I think this is better. You may still get range 2 here, but you can fling the buddy here way back behind this building. Now he's got to be a little bit careful about leaving himself room for his other swoops to move. This is the challenge of running a bunch of vehicles, right? And why I think they all need a bit of a buff. They're a little hard to fly, and then the dream, right? Like a thing that we would always discuss in some of the video games I've worked on is like, what's the dream for that character? And then if the dream is hard to achieve, it should pay off really good. He'll get one past the light cover, and he'll still save it. So now we're shooting 70%. Man, if purple hangs on, it's going to be a miracle. I worry Needa has kind of tunnel visioned with that move. I don't think that was a very high value thing to mess with. All right. Looks like the Vigo's finally remembered to go. He's kind of body blocked himself here, but he's just going to make his way to home objective and do a little gardening. Use the move, kids. Now, see, we can't put that guy back to where he was. This game state is not canon, as they say. As they say, it is not canon. Seth may be sad about tints. I'm sad about game state. All right. Another thrilling adventure in the Biker Gang Wars. All right, little baby move here. That guy's not going to be 50% obscured, even from the back. That looks like a much higher value shot. I like this a lot more. This is sort of the position I wish yellow had kind of been just in the little nook of that fish hut there. So this will just be a light cover shot for 2. Can Winters keep the streak alive? He cannot. He's finally run out of luck. That guy only saved like almost all of them. It's amazing. I wish I could roll like that. All right. So that is the first act down. It's going to be a blitz game where we only lose 1 act in the first round. I think we've probably had a couple of those. I'm just not paying quite enough attention. This is just the cagiest I think we've seen so far in the games I've streamed. Other lists have wanted to be a little spicier, burly. But Winters is going to have good shots here for revenge. He's going to be able to throw these same shots right back. Try to put a dent in these swoops of Needas so that his Black Suns can follow up at the start of 2. I think there's a good chance we see a 2 or 3, a 2 or 1 pip out of Winters. I mean, that's more than half his cards, so obviously that's true. That's why you're here. This is the sort of compelling they have to score more points insights you pay me for. You're not paying me anything. In fact, I'm paying you all to play this game in the hopes that you'll wishlist Signet, and then a publisher will give me a dragon pile of money to finish making it. That is our Faustian bargain. And if you don't, I might make your dice bad. But I could. I could. Don't let me find out your Steam ID. That's not legal. Yeah, you gotta be flat. Because this overall piece of terrain is height 2, because the highest point is height 2, right? The lip here is just under height 1, but the highest point is height 2. That means this entire terrain piece counts as height 2. Therefore, the vehicle cannot ignore it because they're speeder 1. So he ended up in a legal spot there. All right. Double moving, that is a heavy cover shot for sure. And I would maybe pop silhouettes here. There'll be 1 pass cover. And of course, Nita Swoop immediately takes that 1 wound. Because dice. All right. Swoops make another save, but they take another wound, so yellow is a little knackered at the end of one. We'll see command cards, then I may have to go run and medicate a growing child. They're always like sad, like, ah, my bones are growing. Come on. I keep telling them I'll put them in the dryer and shrink them back down so it stops hurting. They don't want to do that either. What are you supposed to do? All right, round 2, scoring round. Winters is ready. Oh, now he throws discretion against the Gar 3-pip, which gives out an aim and outmaneuver to Gar and all of his buddies, the commandos, regardless of orders. And Gar gets to issue orders to 2 troopers, which grants them an aim. So he can aim the commandos here, or order the commandos and still get aims out. And it looks like that's the route he's gonna go. Needa now ahead by an activation. And it will be his roll. Gar does not have cunning. No, he's compel. Oft overlooked compel. And it looks like he rolled a block, so he'll win the roll-off. Which I think is what he wants. But I'm not sure. I think he's got to kind of flow into the negative space available to him. Let's check out this wall. Okay, that wall's tall enough too. Sometimes you look just from top down, and it's easy to forget how tall some of these walls are. Occasionally there's like a chunk that's not tall enough to hide a trooper, which is not what you want. All right. 700 tokens later, we can resume the game. Gosh, FFG gave us the Clone Wars box and then gave us this token hellscape. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right. All of the Mando rockets are gone. They've only tapped the one, but they are in fact all gone. They all shot into poor purple swoops who eventually died. Although they are the tankiest swoops, known to man. All right. Taking a heavy cover shot here, Mando's into and just rolling kind of trash. Yep. Awful with that conversion. I've got another aim. That gets them into respectable territory, so it'll be 3. It's enough to kill a swoop. But not if they continue to save 66%, though. Boy, oh boy. Swoop saves are huge. I said at the top of this broadcast, it would come down to whose red saves were hotter. And it's been all white saves. It's just been nothing but white saves. Swoops are unstoppable. All right. This is some high value shooting about to go down. We talked about how Needa ended up in a risky spot. This is fine. You'll have yellow here in light cover and have a scoring unit on the point. I hate these forward coheres, man. All right, he's thinking better of it. That's good. See, this, you can't cohere that guy forward. It doesn't make sense. One, he may not be able to see, depending on who you're trying to shoot here. Two, it just makes it easier for the commandos to shoot you. All right, I like where he ended up. And he's got the range 2 shot into light cover. The yellow swoops are in trouble here. It's just a lot of dice. No magnet, no frags, but it is a lot of dice. $12 dice. All right, he's got a name. They don't surge, so it's just 4 at the moment. Gets one more out of it, so it will be 4 after cover. Yep. Is he going to spin the surge to make it 6? I think you probably do, because your odds of wiping the squad here are pretty good if you spin that surge. They called it 5. He dodged 1. He's going to take 3. Yep, almost killed the squad. Yep. Yeah, been the tale of 2 swoop saves so far. Right, and if you end up over on that side, you will be out of range. That's right. I would like to see Nita measure from that nearest blue and purple Vigo, just to be sure. He's got the swoops up now, but I would want to know. I would want to know. All right, he's outside of 3 of that guy, looks like. Okay, and this looks like it's probably just to cover 1 shot, because he's basing this thing and that other guy's not going to be 50% obscured. Four after cover. He'll dodge 2, makes it 1. Guess they called it heavy cover. That shot is not heavy cover. Oh, but it lands. Yeah, if you need like you're ahead on axe, but you can't be feeling good about the amount of effort you're spending killing these swoops. The saves are just too hot. The saves are just too hot. I think yellow swoop is maybe cooked here. I think that guy might be able to. Well, Winters is looking for the squad he wants. Does he think he has a shot here? I don't think he does, because he's going to have to go speed 1, right? These guys put themselves in jail. He's got like 3 squads here that just can't play this round because of that barricade positioning and then just how he opted to move turn 1, taking standbys over here that were pretty low value. Like if you're behind the barricades, he you've got red saves. You've got surges. Just double move out there and you'll be fine, right? Like what the swoops are going to shoot 2 red, 2 black into you. They'd be lucky to get 1 through, you know? And then you've got a 60% chance to save it or whatever with 3 faces in the surge on red dice. I just don't get it. All right. Stop trying to be cute. Just move. This guy can't do anything anyway. All right, figured it out. Yeah, there's no hope of range to anybody. Yep. Yep. If you're winners, this is the move. Weight of bodies. Pile everything on mid. They're out of blast shots. You're great in melee. I think this forward cohere remains terrible idea. Really, really hate to see it in 2024. Right, and this is just so. If you're new to Star Wars Legion, I'll explain the problem with forward cohering. Right, so attack range is always measured from your unit leader. Okay, so unit leader, you measure from that guy to the nearest enemy unit, and that's the range they're at. By cohering your chumps, being the not unit leader chumps, that makes up your unit. By cohering the chumps forward, another squad attacking can just measure to those close chumps. But then on your turn, right, and since these are 2 units that like to shoot at range 2, if it's unit leader to unit leader, then I shoot you, you can shoot me back, right? Because we're both at range 2. But by cohering those chumps forward, it's possible to shoot the chumps. And then on your turn, you have to walk forward. So you can't aim, you can't take a dodge, you can't do anything that makes your turn more efficient. You have to then walk forward and shoot. And so he's just trying to get himself killed. Right? And especially when he really wants to get to range 1. That's where he's best, because then he can throw his frags and his magdets and get better dice, get surge to crit on his attack pool. Needa frantically shuffles, does pull a swoop. So he's got yellow here, who probably just shoots blue and then tries to drive away. I think he wants to hold on to this act advantage and hope he can skate out of this round, picking up another unit and not losing anything. For nothing, oh, he's got an aim for 1 because of light cover. Hey, it lands. He killed himself another Twi'lek. Yeah, go as far away as you can. If they chase you, I think you got to live with this here. Yeah. I think you want to leave the door open that a Black Sun spends a whole act chasing this guy. I think that is fine to leave that guy there as bait. That's pretty smart. All right, now Blue Swoop is down to 1 guy. I think Winters, even though he's losing swoops, he's claimed plenty of territory. Next round, his Black Suns are going to be able to take big shots on high value stuff. I think for Needa, he's got to figure out if he can whittle this tan squad that is forward cohered. Right. All right, and again, right, like we talked about early on, that these barricades are just not in the right spot. They're just not in the right spot. He lost 2 inches of running forward this round. He just gave it away with how he chose to put those barricades down. Right, barricades do 2 things. They give cover to trooper units and they slow down trooper units and ground vehicles. If you don't want to go slow, don't put them in the way. And you can, because of the 2D measurement, right? You always draw from the ground effectively, because it's almost always the worst case scenario for the attacker. Covers largely 2D. All right, Fuchsia Squad hops the barricade and waddles forward with all their buddies. Okay, so there's 2 unactivated BSE squads. Do you try to conserve yet again? Yeah, I think this is right. Move up, you aim, shoot. I would maybe even try to be further away. Maybe a move, shoot, move. Wow, that's the best, obviously the best roll you could hope for. 3 here is enough to potentially kill this blue swoop. Guess he did aim because he's not following up, but that does finish off blue swoops. That's huge. So he's still got red swoops here to pull. Oh, very interesting. Teal swoops now have got to commit. Man, if you're Winters, that's kind of a lousy pull. And neither list has improvised, so they're all stuck with what they've got. I think I would play this conservative at this point. You're down 2x, but you know these pikes aren't really doing anything. I probably just move, try to plink red swoops, but be on my side of the table, this north edge from our current perspective, the top of our screen. Yeah, I think this is where you want to be. I don't think that's where you want to be. Not there. I think you want to be, I think you got to play this conservative. Try to take a swoop. Just get rid of the chump in the swoop squad. And because then Needa's got to be really careful, because you're going to catch up next round, right? The goal is to just not be in more of a hole. If he comes down here, he's got to contend with Gar and 2 commandos and those red swoops who haven't activated, who could shoot, fly away. I mean, they are the best position to do overrun stuff, but I think this is very low value. But maybe he's thinking, I'm going to move, I'm going to shoot, and I'm going to then overrun those guys. And like, that ain't bad. But I think you're going to trade swoops, best case. He's got a dodge. Okay, he's going to move here. He's going to take a heavy cover shot, almost certainly. Yeah, he should move first if that's where he wants to shoot. Right, move here. Don't overlap the barricade. Yeah, so then you can overrun those guys. So move with an overrun and then take a shot on orange. No, that's the spot you want. It doesn't really matter. You can't overlap that barricade like that. I don't know what he thinks he's going to accomplish here, unless he's trying to base orange to get the overrun on them. Yeah, just move, do an overrun, and shoot. That's fine. The positioning doesn't super matter. That guy's going to be dead in a minute anyway. Barricades don't provide cover to vehicles. Stop goofing around. Okay, yeah, if he does this might help, but these guys are all touching this stuff, or you're not 50% obscured. And technically, your notched base squads always need to face the same direction. It's not really a thing that matters. All right, so heavy cover. Oh no, it's going to be in the open because he's basing that barricade. Where he's saying he took the shot from there, which is just poor order of operations. Yeah, the barricade, that building, at least two of those dudes are going to be clipped by that barricade. If you want to make an attack in the middle, like stop, make the attack, figure it out. Now they're in this weird position where the dude's already moved, and he should just do this in the better order of operations, and this isn't a debate. Right? If he just moved, did the overrun attack, and then took the shot from over here, cover goes away. Cover's not even part of this discussion. Yeah, but see, that's assuming he made a full move, which I'm not sure. Yeah, and this is exactly the right line here. Is this edge, if it clips this barricade at all, right, is going to be heavy cover. Because you just have to be obscured at all by a piece of terrain to get cover if you're a trooper. I'm pretty sure it's one more dice than that. Okay. All right, a fortuitous pull here. Now these swoops can just shoot, overrun. Yep. And he can short move and then full move and get 2 overruns here, if Ty remembers the rules. All right, so he'll dodge 2 of these and then cover will take 1, so it'll just be 1. All right, the swoop saves have run out. He used them all up at the beginning. Okay, so now because the way overrun works, he doesn't actually have to move over that dude. Okay, he's gonna do it because maybe he wants to be out of the woods here, which, fair enough. Yeah, there you go. Wow, full boat. Right, he could have made 2 overrun attacks here because you don't actually have to move over the target anymore. You can just hit him with the movement tool. Taken 2, so that will kill the chump. Can't remember if the chump was on 1 or 2. Looks like he was just on 1. And then he's got another action unless he aimed and then rolled really good, which aiming and rolling really good is not as good as doing 2 overrun attacks, so that's still suboptimal flying. All right, Black Suns now probably have a new victim in this pink squad of swoops. But I think if you're Nita, you're fine with trading swoops this round. Next round, different story. Next round, it's going to be rough. You've got to be careful about where and when you choose to have this fight. If you're Nita, without the rockets in the tank, which he had to pay a steep price and shot them all into purple swoops turn 1. All right, if you're these Mando commandos, I think you move punch here. I wouldn't hate seeing Gar go either, though, right? Like, but if you punch, this is in the open. This is very risky. I think you want to use the range 3 gun profile here. These guys did forward cohere, but they can move up and shoot you back at range 2, which is still 12 dice, and you still only have 4 hit points. Once he finishes this move, we'll check what the cargo crates are. They are light cover. All right, he's got the aim. It's not a bad roll. He's got a couple surges he can still spend. Man, no luck on the aim. So he's got to decide if he's spending his 2 surges. I think he might as well. Well, when else are you going to spend them? You surge on defense. I think that's a mistake. I would go with Gar and see if you could finish off that swoop before you dork around with too much else. Pikes here can also help you with that. Maybe you want the pikes to do that, and Gar can hop over with these commandos, these Mando commandos, and take another shot into that tan squad as well. Yeah, we've got fuchsia and we've got blue, or this is more like magenta. Or are these fuchsia and the other ones? I don't know. There's too many weird shades of pink going on over there. Oh, they're short. Wow, I really thought he'd have range here. Wow. Some fortunate flying for Nita. He really needed to avoid this shot. Winters could definitely take a slightly more direct route. There is a crate down here that might be a little bit in his way. There are these crates that he does have to navigate around. But with the new rules, you can lay the movement tool right up against those crates. And as long as you have clearance to land, that spot is fine. Man, that's huge. That shot comes up short. Blue squad may be able to do it. It can't move over these crates. I think if you're Winters, it's a little bit okay to go slow here. Yeah, or just double move up. That's also fine. I think he thinks he's gonna climb up on top of this building, which not terrible, but there aren't gonna be room for more than like 1 squad and maintain cohesion. And if you don't maintain your cohesion, just because this roof is so slanted, he's gonna have a hard time. Not like he could stand guys on the lip up there, but that'll be it. So Nita has played his 2 3-pips. Winters has gone with standing orders and then the discretion 3-pip. So he's still got assault, everything else in the tank. He's on generics because he just has Shadow Collective and then. All right, Nita went ahead and pulled, which again, like I would want to see what Gar could do for you here first. Yep, again, he's got range. You know, like I think you've got to kill this swoop this turn. And by waiting like this, by pulling instead of going with Gar and seeing if Gar can make it happen, I think that's a little risky. He may just want Gar to also shoot Ogre, though. All right, he's got his aim. No surges this time. Gets it to 5, so it'll be 3 after cover. Not bad. These are high-value rolls. Pretty good saves. Nice work for the Black Suns there. 2 suppression might be enough to get some suppression going early. I think we should expect 1 pips next round. I don't think Winters can afford to go late anymore. You know what I mean? Because he's now going to be down 2, maybe 3 activations. It's going to be really tough to go late. If blue can get up here and finish off one of these swoops, that will be very good value. I think the Vigo's fine where he is. I think he just passes. He can aid and aim onto those guys. That's smart. Yep. He's got range 1 from there. And then just take a dodge. Call it a day. Yeah, Winters in commanding position here to take a 2-1 lead at the end of this round. Right, Blitz follows all the other normal rules of Legion, so it's still a 6-turn game or 6-round game. All right, gonna get aim shoots here into light cover on that swoop. Now, oh, just roll crits, right? That is the secret sauce for 1 crit. Not bad. I almost want to. I don't think fish can quite reach from there to just move up and do a slap. But it would negate cover. And you throw 8 dice, but they're terrible. It's just whites, no surges. Yikes. All right, let's see if blue here can equalize on activations a little bit. Show us the range. All right, he has got salmon swoops in his sights. Oh my gosh, let's get salmon skins for the minis. Like they're actually riding on fish. Because it is the fish faction. Let's face it. Yeah, and we'll do some more bizarre cohering. Dig ourselves some wacky hole. All right, this is fine. This is fine. He wants this building's cover, so you can kind of sympathize with that. I worry about these Mandos taking this shot. If they were just gonna poke like this and not spend surges, I feel like they should have backed up and taken a range 3 shot. Yep, into light cover here. All right. Unless he spins a surge, you maybe re-roll that black surge. Oh, good conversion. He's got another aim from the Vigo here, which is paying off big time. Oh, 2 more conversions. Good gravy. If he spins the thing that makes it 10, he's going to spend his surge to make it 10 down to 9. Dodge 1, I guess, to make it 8. But these swoops are completely toast. Oh, but they make a huge save and they only take 3. So the unit leader lives on 1 hit point. Oh my gosh. Wild white saves continue to be the story of the game. Winters took a great shot there. Gar and a pike are still in the tank to do a little work here. All right. Aim, shoot. Into that swoop. Fish for 1, because they don't surge. Swoop doesn't save it, though. He's up to 2. What's Gar throwing melee? 2 red. Maybe you punch it to death. It's Pierce 1. And is he sharp 1? He's sharp 1. Just shoot it. Just shoot it. You already got a name, and then figure out if you want to move. All right. 2 crits, Pierce 1, it's dead. 3 Pierce 1, it's dead. it's just more dead. All right. Now what? If you Gar there, I think you want to back up. He did not need to take that aim. All right. 2 to 1. So Winters will be Empire's symbols here on our score tracker. Man, that spot is risky for Gar. Like, yes, he's going to be in heavy cover, but Tan here can definitely move up and get a shot on him. I think we've got to see a 1 pip out of both lists at this point. Winters has got to like catch up a little bit before he's too far in the hole, preferably getting rid of these swoops before they activate. And I think these commandos want to try to take a chunk out of BSE before they get shot off. They both went with 2 pips, though. They are playing much cagier than I would. Winters wins the roll-off. That's a big deal. I think that maybe changes his calculus for how many orders he's going to give out. Gar gets to order 2 troopers, but only at range 1. And that gives out dodges, and Gar and everybody gets outmaneuver, which, whatever. It's a good time to have extra dodges, and then he'll independent dodge those boys. And do commandos get to pick? No, these guys will get an aim. Whoops. Oh gosh, don't delete things. It's so scary. All right. So here is the state of the board. Can I move this? No, because I'm but a wee spectator. Winner's commanding hold of mid. And it's going to be so hard for Needa to try to just rush in there late and like tie stuff up in melee because Black Sun's punch is so good. They throw reds in melee. 1 red each. Didn't give out any orders, which, fair enough. I guess just hope you don't pull a... I probably would have given my Vigo an order. And then maintained the independent and had 1 extra aim plus my aid aim. Like that feels like the most efficient path. Because if you pull your Vigo here, you've wasted your roll off. And winning a roll off is huge. That's probably that's the biggest high variance expected win kind of math changer in the game, I think. All right, he doesn't have range to get to 1 of anything. Again, he's putting himself in a position where he can only move that unit leader through difficult terrain, which seems ludicrous. He's not basing anything, so we can assume he's shooting a swoop. All right, he's backing up, which I don't understand, like, at all, but okay. It's late. Too old for this. I wasn't when we started, but it's taking so long. I'm too old for it now. Yeah, don't worry about that guy. You're going to move that unit leader and he'll figure it out. Okay, he moved there to take the worst possible shot on those dudes, giving them heavy cover instead of basing that barricade. So, I don't know. I guess they'd be in heavy cover from this building anyway, so well, it doesn't matter. It's too many surges. That's not a lot of real dice there. He's got a surge in the tank. Great conversion. He has yet another decent conversion. Got another crit and a hit out of that. So it will be 5 after cover or 6 if he spends his surge, which is quite the pile. Yeah, it's heavy cover. If you don't see how it's heavy cover, I don't know what to do for you. Boom, big Mando saves. Still taking 2, man. Oof. Should they be 2 hit points apiece? Yes or yes? I think the answer is yes. Yep. All right. Weathering a little bit of the storm on that flank. BFC have taken one damage. A single tan goober has been killed here. Now, Winters did the heads up thing, pulled his lead guy out when he got shot last round, took a wound. So Needa now has to decide, is he going to take a range 3 shot and back up, or close to have more dice, but then risk the reprisal? Looks like he's going to take the range 3 shot for a crit and then move. I think this is the play. This is what you got to do. You got to whittle and hope they chase, and then you'll have more bodies at the end. That is just the life you're living right now. Because the Rockets weren't able to do more early on. It's where he ended up. All right, purple should be able to move and get a good shot here. He should be able to move and get a range 1 shot on salmon from looking at that range band there. Remember, a move is slightly less than a range band. A speed 2 move is slightly less than a range band. He continues to be conservative. I mean, if you're just shooting those guys, I guess that's fine. I don't think Needa's going to be able to afford to have these pikes hang around and just do nothing. The pikes might just need to be bodies in the way that the Black Suns have to punch to death. All right. Purple sidesteps, shoots into the hurt Mandos again. I think that's a good target priority choice. It will remain heavy cover, but he will throw 12 dice and not care. A great rollout. He's already at 8 if he spends his surge. He's got 1 aim. They all converted. They all got paint. Jeez. He's got another aim, so he's going to re-roll all of his surges and see if he can get to all real paint. And he almost does. He's just 1 short. Unbelievable. That's a 9 coming in after cover. It's a very good roll, but 2 wounds is just enough to finish off these Mandos. Unbelievable. 2 incredible shots out of these Black Suns. Forcing 15 saves in 2 shots. Are you sick of dice games? Pretty good return shot here at range 3. He's got a surge to spend. Oh, does Tan have their surge left? They do. And yellow backs up. I think this is the game you must play at this stage. But they're not getting enough work done on these BSE. Right, this is turn 3. Yeah, turn 3. So it's gonna be there's 3 more turns of BSE shooting. And Winters is ahead. Right, so Needa's got to win 2 of these at the end to catch up. I think Winters is smart at this stage to take shots on the Mandos that he can get. I would not go with his back squad yet. You just don't have room. Go with somebody else. Like even if he just takes this other squad that's back here on his home point and he just runs north, like if he comes up this way to the top edge of the board, moves that way, and then takes a standby to sort of just invite the swoops to come around the corner, you know. They may not, but you don't get in your own way. He's completely in his own way here. He's left himself no avenues, and the number of barricades is a real problem. And this squad's just too far back to get a shot on anything. Right. And that's again like purple and this this light blue squad took these early shots on these Mandos over here and finished them off before they got to act, which is huge. Right? But because they didn't advance, they left no room for their buddies to turn the corner on this side of the map because these squads are so big, right? And he's cohered them so tightly. It's not easy to cohere and leave room for unit leaders and then, peripheral space for squads to fit. But if you're going to double move, you don't have to leave that space. Don't have to be able to legally cohere. If you can't cohere, your next action must be a move. That's the only requirement. So there's some cheese to be cheesed if you want. And hey, this move here of just like, hey, I'm gonna scooch into the middle of the pack and take a standby. Maybe I catch a swoop asleep late in the round. Who forgets I have a standby over here? That's a thing. That's a great thing to just be in the middle of that pack. Because the swoops are really going to need to generate a couple attacks. Although I think these hurt guys maybe just try to skirt the edge of the board. These two one-man swoops. Just try to cruise right along the top edge and come around back to that home point at the end and let the Vigo deal with them late. Or try to make the Vigo deal with them late. All right, all that hemming and hawing to now switch squads. I can't wait for next season when we do Blitz, where we play with 45-minute clocks. Just move straight at those squads and bomb them. Yes, those dudes are going to have heavy cover. They have an elevated position. You could split fire here. All right, got himself base in both things. But at least two of those dudes are going to be obscured no matter what. Okay, that's not a legal cohesion. He needs to update his bubble. All right, we finally got the cohesion figured out. Let's see what 12 Moore's dice does here. If it's anything like before, tons of work. All right, something closer to average here with just 5. He'll re-roll 3, it'll stay 5. Wow, the regression to the mean is real. So 3 after cover takes 2. Rough. All right, some late swoop pulls. These 3 big squads of Black Suns have already gone. Gosh, we only 3 acts into this round. I think if I'm this swoop, I just want to go as far to winner's side of the table as I can and wait. Oh, he's gonna take an open shot. Yeah, it might be light cover here from the area terrain. It's probably light cover from this area terrain. Yep. Catches a crit. Winners rolls a blank. Wow. Hops the wall with the compulsory. Not bad. Vigo's gonna climb up here and then climb down. Interesting choice. Huh. Okay. I mean, he's still very safe there. He's claimed plenty of territory. It puts him in a better position to give aims to the front line. That's something. And this isn't a scoring round, so it's not like either of these squads really needs to be worried about it. The Vigo can always move back, right? He can independent his aim up at the start of the turn and then back up later on. Yeah, I think if you've got that yellow guy, you all right, this is fine. Go ahead and go and then just aim and dodge. It's very nice. Basing that so then he can take a light cover shot here on purple again. Yep. It's pretty nifty bit of flying. He identified a good spot where he could get his attack off. And it's just light cover. So looking for 2 paint here. He's got it. So 1 again. Oh, it's light plus suppression. So it's just another suppression. Tan rolls off 1 of their 3 suppression. So they are suppressed. That is huge for Needa. These guys are not going to be able to slice this corner. I think if you're Winters, then you just stack up. Try not to give Gar too easy of a shot. Put the unit leader out front. Nope, he's gonna stay on this side of the map. I don't like going left here. It makes the cover too predictable for Needa. I would like to see him go right here. Because he's claimed the territory. Now, right? Collapse. Collapse around your best piece of cover. You have the last best piece of cover. Collapse around it. This is a goofy hedge. Now, he's positioned himself pretty good here by being dead center, so he could go left or right. But he's still got this guy dangling out here. I would have rather seen. He put him in the front, which is just the worst. I would have rather seen the unit leader like here, right, and then the squad go here to where the squad is. So you take a maximum of 1 wound if they do decide to shoot into you, but you're as far forward as possible to make a good attack next round. Full boat off the aim shoot here. Oh, they save them both. That's real tragedy. Ooh, swoops. Be careful. That's a pretty safe corner for them. All right, turn 3 here, winding down. We've got either of these 2 black suns. Those guys just take a standby and call it a day. Seems silly. I would have gotten them over here. I would have at least done a speed 1. Maybe a double move to here. I think that's a much more aggressive spot, right? Like, he's still down on axe. He's made good progress finishing off a squad and a half of commandos this round, but he's very down on axe. Gar's got to be really careful. But Gar also needs to do some work and get some Pierce action going on. But it's going to be blast shots coming back. That surge crit, so he's really got to gamble here to kind of have a chance to maintain. Like he is ahead on activations, but that's about it. He's behind on points. He's behind on everything else. Let's be 2 Pierce 1 after cover. For 2. Yep, he needed that. These Mandos maybe need to consider just double moving into melee. Or the red Mandos that are up here on top of the fish house need to take over the fish house. Hop down, and the fish need to run up at the end of the round here. And these red Mandos are going to be the back cap squad. Yep, there's still no room. You haven't moved any of these guys, and you've insisted on going around this cover only the one way. We can only turn left here for some reason. I don't understand. The swoops may just be tricking him into thinking he needs to be on this side, but they're not going to do enough work, man. Don't overthink it. I mean, by refusing to go right around this tower in the middle, he's just letting Needa hide. Yeah, this isn't gonna, like, this is not a terrible spot to be in. But again, he's gonna continue to have a log jam as long as he continues to jam logs. Right? Like where his move tool is where he should go. This is pointless. No one's going to get to range 2 of that squad. Alright, we got a rally here for these hurt Mandos. They soaked a hellacious shot. They'll shoot back at range 2 and then skedaddle down. into heavy cover. They've got a crit. All right, 1 crit. Doesn't connect, though. That squad is half dead. That's something, but oh my goodness. This is a very brave play. I don't know why you go there if you're Nita. All right. Pike's taking pot shots. This is what they got to do. I'm a little worried that these guys played it too safe. These manos that went early, they maybe backed themselves too far out of the match. Wow. Did that finish off the last guy? Looks like no. Looks like there will be just the unit leader left. Oh no, he spent his surge. He still had his surge to spend. All right, independent dodgers going down. Black Suns still have all their heavy weapons. And we got Ambush versus Gar's 1 pip, which gives Gar 2 aims. And we'll give the Vigo 4 obs and 2 suppression. All right, Gar going to finish off this squad, though. Nope, 2 crits so far is a great start. No. 4 crits. Even better. 4 crits, Pierce 1. He surges crit, I'm pretty sure. I don't know why there's any question about the attack related to the card. Unless Nita just called it out to Winters about the other stuff. So this Pierce 1, that's just enough. Just enough to finish off the squad. All right, so the first Black Sun finally goes down turn 4. Another scoring round. Let's see, he's gonna back up to here. I don't love that. Yeah, I think you're better. I think you're better off going down low. Or maybe this way. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. This is well done. Right? So Winters has shoved all of his unit leaders up top here. So if Guard jumps onto the fish house, yes, he'll always be in heavy cover, but everything will be able to get line of sight to him. Because he's hugged this building so much now, and that barricade's in the way, Winters is gonna have a hard time walking around this building and getting shots here. Probably get one good range 1 shot off, but one good shot is maybe less scary. I still don't know what these red commandos are doing down here on the objective on this side. This feels crazy. I feel like they should be back here with these fish completely out of line of sight. Because now they are probably toast. But so far, Nita's only lost the 1 activation. We are yet to see a range 1 attack from any of these Black Suns. I think Winters has been a little bit too conservative with his positioning. He's got so many bodies. It's 36 red save dudes with a free surge every round. And he's like played it super safe in facing squads that are much frailer than he is. Just in terms of raw body count. It's 16 health for the 4 Mando squads. You know, +8 if you want to count the fish too. +24 versus 36 red saves. Those are all red saves, not the fish saves. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like the math doesn't hold up for how conservative he's been. Like, the swoops sacrifice themselves to get you in by making all those saves early. You haven't really paid it off enough at this juncture. He's not in bad shape because he still has, 30 more bodies to go, or I think it's 29 actually. 28 more bodies to go. So he's still ahead on bodies by 4, right? Swoops are in a pretty good position here to do some work. That back point squad needs to be a little bit worried. I don't know if it's realistic for Nita to think he can win the back cap, though. I think his best bet is to try to wait that squad out. And I think the order going back there is pretty savvy by Winters. Here we go, another 12 dice slot machine. Kind of a lousy roll here. Well, it's going to be 2 after cover, unless he's got another aim to work with. It's 3 if he spins his surge. got a second aim. He's going to reroll 3 black again. Pretty good conversion. Now he's looking at 4 or 5 past cover if he spins his surge. Honestly, I think you make it 5. Looks like he did. Yeah, that's heavy cover. Yeah, it's heavy cover. Taking 1. They live to fight another day. That's a big save. Mandos have saved very good. The shots have just been tremendous out of the Black Suns. Okay, Pikes is a nice pull, but blue's already gone here. They probably have an angle on purple. Oh, shoot, purple. Purple hasn't activated. Yeah, they could totally see purple there. So, no, don't put the unit leader that far back. Yeah, this is lousy. This is probably fatigue because this is a very late game. Those guys took an aim and a standby. Boy, and they are not well lined up to actually protect this at all. Oh man, that really opens the door for all of these swoops. I think that is just a terrible, terrible call. That's, yeah, man, that's spooky. Yeah, I think you want to go with that one man dude. You got to keep that guy alive. No, I feel like both players are getting a little running out of steam and starting to do goofy stuff that we would not normally see. Both these guys know what they're doing. Normally. He can't put himself too far away here because he's got to be able to put bodies on this point at the end. But this is the right sort of hedge to make. He's just grazing range 3 on the unit leader there. So that squad's not going to be able to move back and shoot orange there at range 2. Got to be careful with that front go here though. I may change that math. All right, another range 3 shot. Ooh, it's very good. He's got 5 so far. Converts to 1 more, so 4 after cover. It's a very nice shot on some pretty lousy dice. See how Black Suns save. Oh, not the best save. They've still got a surge to spend, so that's something. So they'll only take 2. Still got the unit leader and the heavy weapon. All right, yellow Mandos, red Pikes, that Mando. I don't know what that Mando's deal is. I would have liked to have seen him go on that last act. Although I think that this shot is a good shot, right? Taking this shot to reduce that front squad, get you closer to another kill, because you've got to have more than 4 bodies is probably what it looks like to crash this point and win. Like you've got to win this point with 4 bodies. Right? 3 Black Sun squads at the Vigo. You've got to be able to beat that. And I think you want this one dude alive. Because you still got to have somebody back here to back cap. And I think this guy is toast now by not hiding him. But purple may just try to shoot Gar Saxon, which they've got. Okay, purple's just gonna short move again. Like on the one hand, it's not bad, because he's got such good like position on the board. But on the other hand, he hasn't just won because he's just maintaining his good position on the board and getting whittled to death. All right, we're moving up. We're taking a shot probably on this dude. Let's see what this turns into. 2-pass cover at the moment. Gonna re-roll with our aim. It's a good conversion. Looks like it's gonna be 4-pass cover. Probably just leave it at that. You don't need to spin that surge and make it 5. Looks like he does. There's a pretty good argument for just going ahead and spinning it because there's not much return fire that could come out. Oh, this Mando almost did it. So second turn in a row, Needa loses another Mando that hasn't activated. Yikes. Yikes. All right, swoops are going to have to do some serious work at this point. There's one squad over here that hasn't activated. But they can't kill us all, is what you've got to believe. So a compulsory to here, I think you shoot and then you overrun. Or you just overrun twice. If you overrun twice, you could get... So this would be a move, a short move, and then a compulsory is probably how you want to do it. It's going to move and take an open shot. For 1. And then he can compulsory and overrun that guy. I don't know why purple hasn't rolled a save yet. Because he was basing that terrain. For another one. All right. I would expect these guys to just finish off this swoop. And honestly, like, they've got a free aim. I just move and punch the thing to death. 6 red into no cover swoop is the way to do it. I mean, you just take an aim or throw the frags. Throw frags. Oh, the shot there was into blue and then an overrun into blue. And blue already has a suppression. All right, so he went with tan squad here, so he's gonna get the magdet and a frag into that swoop. So the swoop can dodge one here. He's on 2 wounds, so he's gotta make both these saves to stay alive. And he does it. Wow. Swoop saves continuing to be the wild hotness of this match. All right. Red Pikes have got to get in position where they can score eventually. They'll just keep rolling crits. Blue's making saves, though. All right. Winters is down to the Vigo and the Maroon squad of Black Suns. He's got 2 acts left. Needa's got 3. All right, roll your rally. Shakes it off. Very nice. And we'll see. Well, Vigo's just going to take a shot there. Is the Vigo sharp 1? Nobody can remember. No. Winters also had to go check. But he's got 4 dice. It's a pretty good gun. 1 crit. Let's see if he can make another save. Nope. Rerolled 2 to just get a different surge. Oh, there he goes. Yellow swoop couldn't hang on. If yellow swoop hangs on there, I don't know. This is a little bit lousy. You'd much prefer to pull Mando's. If you need it here, he may have to pivot to get this guy. Don't ask me why these things get stuck. I have no idea. All right, now he should still be able to get an overrun attack here on somebody. And there's no reason to keep these alive. They can't score points. They just need to do as much damage as they possibly can at this point. No, don't shoot. Overrun. Because he has to compulse. This must be a compulsory move. But he can land on all of those dudes and displace them because it's a compulsory move. Okay. No, he's forgotten that rule. He doesn't even have to move all the way through. He can... Yeah. Good enough. All right. Right, he should have pancaked there and taken a shot on blue if that's who he really wanted to attack. And that would have given us suppression to all those guys, which would be better. 2 crits. Oh, big saves. Winter saves might just carry him through. I think Needa has overall played this pretty good. I mean, there've been some minor quibbles. I think these guys maybe ran too hard last round. It's definitely going to be able to see a couple blue guys. I think that's all you could kind of reasonably expect to kill at this point. Heck of a shot. Gotta spin the surges. Spin the surges. Yeah, and then you've got 5. No, he's not spinning his surges. I think he's forgotten how surges work. Looks like those guys are out of surges, so they will take 2. Oh, maybe not spending the surges makes sense if. Oh, what are you doing here? Oh. Okay. Figuring out which guys we want to kill. Always a smart thing to pay attention to. You like to see that. Right? Get rid of the second guy who is in view there so that they have to move again in order to get another shot on. Those guys are up to 4. And we've still got orange swoops to go. All right, this is these, I don't know, rows. These guys. Yep. He should move punch. Nope, he's doing something else. This is a pretty high value shot. They've got at least one aim. It looks like just one. Sometimes it's hard to tell with the tokens. Check range. Oh, he's just short. You can nestle into that spot where that guy you just killed was. That'll give you range, and then you'll have to cohere a little goofy. And it'll be heavy cover, but you just got to make sure everybody can see one dude at this point, and then there you go. That's a good spot. Added benefit of paying attention to who you kill. So that's pretty good heads up move. Yeah, make sure everybody can see. We're still yet to see, we've seen one range one shot. This tan squad threw a frag and a blast into a swoop, and the swoop saved it, remember. We've seen a single range one shot. They're gonna split fire. Okay. This feels. If it works, it's huge value. This is quite the gamble, though. All right, so he's gonna throw the Magdet. No cover shot there. Oh man. Do they have a thing? They do have a thing to spend. Make it 2. That's probably enough. He's got to dodge still. He didn't save it. Pretty good. He's still going to throw 10 dice on the other side into the other dudes. That's pretty good. Here comes the aim. All right, so it's just 2 after cover. Still takes 1. Okay. So let's see. He's got 5 trooper units left. Losing the one red guy was a big deal. All right, a pivot. You just move, compulse, displace. Right, you have a melee weapon, so it starts a melee with all of those dudes. Now they're not engaged, but because of your vehicle. Right, like, yeah. For 2, into somebody. We'll find out who, if they take any wounds. Nope, they continue to save. Yep. Just roll saves, kids. That's the name of the game. All right, this is the end of 4. We are on to 5. It is now 2-4. With Needa capping his home point and Winters maintaining control of middle and his home point. Pace play is very slow. Pace play is very slow. It's been a long game. Super late. I'm tired. I've had it. Let's see what we throw. I guess it's ploy. Do you want to try to finish off those guys here versus ploy? Yep. Ploy on ploy violence. Blue will get the roll. Winters wins again. He's won 2 big roll-offs. If you're Needa, do you tap C's to have 2 orders? Probably not, so that you can get your transponder off. Oh yeah, using a token to hide the bag is a good move. But like, it's usually not that much of a secret. It's Anakin is the answer. All right. I could see that being the support for Needa. I think he would have tapped C's though for Gar if it wasn't. But he really needs to finish. He's got to finish 2 squads of Black Suns at this point, or like the Vigo. He's got to get 2 units off of middle and not lose what he's got. He's got to get 2 from where he is. So relatively speaking, it's got to stay 2. And Winters winning the roll-off again is massive. I mean, the saves, the save dice for Winters this whole game have been very good. Black Suns have saved great. Swoops have saved awesome. And he's won 2 roll-offs, which are also red dice coin flips. Oh, here we go. These guys finally get to do something. They should have been up there, I don't know, last turn before, something. Right? They should have been up there where they could shoot and then climb back down onto the point. I don't know if he's going to be able to fit 6 dudes up there legally. I mean, he just climbed through to the side to go here, dude, out. There's no reason to, like, it's just moving the slowest way humanly possible to move. Play faster. Oh, just stand right here. Stand right here. You have a blast weapon. All right. He's got the magnets. He's got 1 frag, and then he's got 4 guys. That's the right dice pool. 7. Gonna reroll 3 with the aim. Remember, surge crit this time around. So, wow, he's up to 8. Dodge one to make it 7. Takes 4. So he'll lose the buddy and be on 1. But a chance to do another something there is big, but he's got to pull him if he's not the ploy token. Which he is. I would have liked to have seen Gar tap his C's there then. But he's got a transponder that he never gets a chance to use. Hey, all right. 1 after cover. It sticks. Now move through him. Yep. So a shoot, a move. Now he's done this wrong. He can just move and bump him with the tool and then move over him again and take 3 shots into the same thing. Needa does not understand how to fly with the new overrun. He should have gotten all 3 attacks off on the Vigo there. All right, so that's another wound. He's got it to 2. Now he's got another action unless he took a name, which, not super clear. But again, don't take aims, right, when you can have 3 whole more dice in a no cover situation, right? Like it's just not right. All right. Here comes yet another crank of the old slot machine. 3 crits. He's got 1 hit there, and he's got 3 blacks to reroll, so odds of getting a little bit more. Nope, just sitting at 3. He could spend a surge to make it. Oh, he's got another aim, of course, because he's sat still. So now he's looking at yet another aim from an 8, I guess. And he'll spend his surge to make it 6 after cover. Boy, oh boy. Oh, a great Mando save. A great Mando save. They only take 1. Weathering another 3 aim, 8 hit monstrosity. Gar may be able to jump from there and finish off Tan. Yeah, I don't know if you're going to legally be able to stand up there. Okay, from there he should be able to single move and get on the point next round. So this is an important move to line up. You want to get in position to take the shot you want now, but then you've also got to give yourself a single move so that if you're suppressed or anything gets wacky, you can still get on the point here with just 1 action. It's like a thing you got to be really careful about. All right, he can definitely see both those silhouettes. So he can do the damage if the dice show up. And he moved all the way up to take the range 2, which I think is what he's got to do. He's got an aim. It's a good start. He got 2 more conversions out of it, so it'll be 4 after cover. On average, that's enough. But no, it's plenty. It's plenty even with the surges. All right, the game remains afoot. How many things we got here on mid? We still got 4. So best case for Needa is he can tie. He's still got to kill another act. And I think he left a few swoop shots on the table, not understanding new overrun completely. Which may bite him. But Teal here is only on 3 guys. And Gar still gets to go. So the game is still live. It's very ugly, but there's still an out. He's not mathematically eliminated. He may have no will left to live because it's 1:52 currently on the East Coast in the morning. This game started at 11, allegedly. It did not actually start at 11. It started late. All right, purple's going to try to finish off yellow, which if they do, I think, unless the fish do something unbelievable, I don't think there's a future here. Well, if Gar kills Teal and then kills the Vigo, it's still alive, isn't it? He could lose an act and still finish off 2 more from where he's at. Oh, this is another huge swing. Okay, nothing on that conversion, oddly enough. So that's 7 if he spins. Oh, he's got another aim because of course he does. Oh man, that got everything. So now he's up to 9, down to 7 after cover. Oh my goodness. And there's no dice there for the Mandos. All right. Tristan, I don't think you're wrong. Dice may have a favor tonight. Needa has not done himself enough favors. Yeah, he's got to move into a position where he can see more than one dude with at least one of these squads. Which is going to be really hard from how cagey he's played these fish guys. But if Gar can finish off Teal and then the swoop and these Mandos, oh, the fish full blank. Fish, you had one job, and I know we talked about it being sitting in that house with your squatters' rights for the whole game, but it turns out that wasn't your job. Your job was to save Christmas. And kill these black suns. Rip. Oh, and they shake all of their suppression. Oh no. Now they've got to tie up Gar. Just double move to body Gar here is the winning play because Gar only swings 2 in melee and they have 3 boys. Just double move and body Gar. Oh, okay, that works too. I don't think that's as good, but okay. Reroll with their independent aim full boat. Oh, jeez. So 5 after light cover. No, that's too many. That's too many. You're still dead. All right. If you're Gar, maybe you jump on the roof here and... So he transponders his aim and shoot the Vigo? You really want to kill him last if you can. You gotta get where you can see everybody and get an open shot. Yeah. In a perfect world, you kill him last beat, but everybody's courage 2 anyway, so it doesn't super matter. 3 Pierce 1 is right on the line. Oh, 2, that kills him. I don't know why he didn't roll 3 there, but he's dead anyway. Uh, yeah, he's dead. No? Okay. They forgot. Yeah, that Fago's dead. Oh, he had stims. That's what it was. We talked about him earlier, but that was like 3 weeks ago, so we forgot. All right. Fish boys. I don't know that fish boys have anything good to do. Fish boys can't go this way. Fish boys have to be able to get on middle. He's too short here. He can't body middle from there. He's still too short. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. That doesn't work. Get closer. Right. I think they're all a little tilted. Yeah, that's everybody. That is the end of the round, I believe. We are finally on turn 6. Oh, he didn't throw a salt? Why wouldn't he throw a salt? Seems goofy. He has to nominate a commander and he has to give an order. All right, looks like purple's going to be the commander. All right. It'll be interesting to see where Nita goes with this extra aim. Okay, he went with the commandos there. Yeah, he doesn't actually have to promote those guys. They just, because it's the last round. It's not going to matter. His order control is still perfect. But somebody has to get an order. You have to give an order if you can. The only time you don't give orders is if you can't. But if your card says 3 core and you can order 3 core, but you don't want to, that doesn't count. You have to order 3 core. So since he played standing orders, he has to give somebody an order. And now, ooh, all right. He set himself up to be able to reach here. It's gonna be a heavy cover shot though. Yep, cohere dude out that way. Make sure you can see all 3 guys. There you go. Just don't even leave it up to chance. If this guy's silhouette was on, you could see him. Yep, 2 aims. Yeah, he's got that guy. It's real close, but he's got him. Yeah, there's plenty of wiggle room there. Plenty of wiggle room to be had. Still a heavy cover shot. Still got to kill 3 guys. Ooh, they got 2 aims. Uh-oh. Hey, pretty good. All right, so 7 down to 5. That will be maybe just slightly less than enough. Oh, if they roll like that, it is. They take 1. Big saves. And these fish can't move in. These fish are too far away. That move was sloppy. And even if Gar hops over here and kills this guy, those fish are going to be short. You just base. That won't work. You got 2 bodies. You can't hide from Gar that way, and Gar throws 2 in melee. That's still better than 4 Pierce 1, though. You still base. Just move up and base. Okay, your courage 2. Just... Yeah, just base. Base stuff to stay alive. Don't bother deleting that token. There you go. He sees it. He sees it. Now, this doesn't guarantee his safety, but it is the best. No, that's not legal. That move is not remotely legal. That's not even close to the end of the move tool. What is he trying to accomplish here? Like, listen, the circle that's displayed in TTS tells you the maximum range of a straight line move. He cannot. The move tool wasn't even close. I mean, Gar's already touching, so he's content to just punch from here. Oh, well, there you go. Move tool wasn't even close, but who cares? We don't have to fuss about it being an illegal move because the dice justice prevailed this time. Oh no, and he's gonna win except these fish are too far away. Unless they just call it here. I think he put his fish in the wrong spot. And there's a chance that these guys just move and just smoke this commando squad with these 3 shots here. Yeah, just aim shoot. And then it may not matter because they'll still be tied. And they'll lose he'll lose by 2. Or he'll lose by 4. I can't remember how that math works out. Right, it's 2 to 4 right now, so he'll lose by 2. So we're going to end the game here with 3 activations left for Winters. And it's going to be somewhere between probably 2 and 4 for Needa. It's a good shot. Let's see how the aims make it even worse. Oh, nothing on the aim. So if he spins the thing, it's 8. Oh, it's surge crit this turn. Wow. Wow. A huge save. I think he's gonna be short here. Yep. All he had to do is not scoot silver back. He's just right here. He could just double move those guys in. And he'd cap this point, assuming he doesn't die. 3 to 2. Weathered dice onslaught with some hot Mando saves and just enough from the swoops. But he's going to end up short on positioning. You hate to see it. But Legion is a game mostly of geometry. Right? That's why Blitz even functions, because the 3x3 makes a meaningful difference to all of that geometry. All right, it's another 9 after all the aims. If these Mandos don't save, oh, that's too many. Mandos are toast. It came down to the last shot there, and those pikes being short. All right. Good game, everybody. We're not gonna stick around for an interview. It's super late. Everybody's gonna be delirious anyway. Wild, spicy game. Players got a little sloppy in the wee hours of the morning here down the stretch. But a good one. A shadow mirror, hot dice early, just enough dice, but not quite the right geometry to snatch the win for Needa. Winters86 walking away with the win on this one, because he's gonna score 2 extra points, so he'll win by 4 VPs. It's a good game. Good game, good to see. We'll stream another one soon. I'm not gonna get any of the ones tomorrow morning because it's almost time for those to start. It's not that soon, but it's too soon for me. I'm exhausted. I will be back, hopefully streaming some more evening games later this weekend, though. And I hope you all continue to enjoy Blitz and are ready to check out CptNeeda. I'm going to be wrapping up that trailer hopefully this week. I put rivers in; they look cool. We're not gonna look at the level editor. It's cool, but we'll save that for another day. Got the level editor cooking. I was making some levels today. It's been cooking for a long time. I built like all the stuff to make this game. I just got to do content. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's hard. All right, everybody. Have a good one, and we'll see you in the next.